All right, everyone. Let's do a little contemplating. Hello, everybody. Well, I think I want to do the same one every Monday, the speech one, and we'll talk about it first as well. So we have it ready for me. Matt knows already, I think. So, dearest people, first of all, it's interesting, meditate. The word in Tibetan is very surprising for us because we have these concepts about meditation, but actually the meaning of the word is to familiarize. So the real meaning of meditation is once you've got your concentration, which is the first one, then you use it to get insight into the meaning of things. How to get insight into the meaning of things. It's very interesting. So anyway, there's different kinds. And so the one here we're doing is it's just sort of thinking something through slowly and imagining, using your creative imagination. And the benefit of this is because when we remember the Buddhist view of karma, that every millisecond of what we think, nothing goes astray. It has meaning. We think in the West, oh, it's only in the mind. We don't think it's important at all. It's the opposite for the Buddha. So every single tiny thought we have, and then the sincerity with which we have it, whether it's negative or positive, is the strength of the karma we create. It's kind of obvious, really. It's the power of our mind, So this one is it's a wonderful little visualization and the recitation, as you must know if you've done it, of the Sanskrit syllables. And there's something about the Sanskrit syllables, this is the way they all talk, that is something incredibly powerful about that sound. And also what's interesting is if we understand the Vajrayana way we're constructed, according to the Vajrayana, we've got this subtle physical energy. We've got the gross body and the gross sensory consciousness. And then we have mental consciousness and all our different thoughts. This is the Buddhist, the Vajrayana model. We've got these 72,000 subtle channels in the body, and there's all these different wind energies, prana. This is the same as the Chinese system, maybe, the Ayurvedic system, certainly the Tibetan medical system, and through all these 72,000 subtle channels, these different wind energies are going through, and then they're connected to all our different states of mind. And this is the way we create our physical energy. It's the way we create sickness. It's the way we create health. So it has more meaning than just the speech. It's so powerful. So by saying these sounds, and it purifies our mind, and then it purifies also the wind energies, which purifies our body. So it's a way this is showing the intimate relationship between the body and the mind. It's very fascinating. Not too much time to talk about it this morning, but it's just very interesting. So anyway, the point of this meditation, just think, because we have speech, the very first level of practice in Buddhism is forget about your mind. That's more advanced. The fundamental starting point right this second, as Lama Zopa says, is to stop doing the various actions with our body and speech that harm others. Why? Because that harms us. This is the main concern in the first level of karma, not compassion yet. It's compassion for ourselves. So we might not go around raping and stealing too much. Maybe we're not rapists and terrorists and thieves. We don't use our body to harm others, but we use our speech, And we think it's so meat. We think speech just doesn't matter. We really think I'm allowed to say what I like. I can feel. We think that, but this is just, it's like nihilism, Every word counts. So because we misuse our speech, we just got lazy speech, we rabbit on about nothing, we say things we're not sure if we're speaking the truth, we think it's true, we heard it somewhere. We talk about people behind their backs as one of our favorite activities, criticizing, never praising. And also we use harsh speech. So we do so much with our speech, which karmically brings suffering. We wonder why people don't pay attention to our words because it's past gossip. We wonder why people don't believe us. It's because of past lying. We wonder why people think we're being abusive when we're really not. That's past abusive speech. So it really is a powerful way to help, develop our practice every day. Because yourself, once the words are out the mouth, the damage is done. It's very hard to take it back, So we can control our speech even in one day. You're going to see the difference in your life, I promise you. So we have to use our awareness. But first of all, the level of our awareness is to control our body and then control our speech. Then we can start to look into our mind that drives the speech, But the speech itself is so powerful, can be so harmful, but it can be so beneficial. They talk about the power of speech. It's the main gift of the Buddha. It's the advice, Just in our daily lives, we need speech to be useful. We want people to respect our words. We want people to believe us. We want people, when we go to the shop, to like us so that they can serve us. If they don't like us, our words, or don't even hear us, nothing can happen. Life is useless without speech, So this sweet little meditation where we purify our speech, but also as well, we're visualizing purifying our body, speech, and mind. It's more than just that. I love this little meditation. So just get yourself comfy, have your body just, upright. If you're sitting in a chair, don't slump into the back of the chair. Hold yourself upright. Otherwise, the mind gets very dull, So sit with your feet firmly on the ground and then your body upright. But then have your muscles relax at the same time. Don't tense your muscles. Your hands in the meditation gesture, if you like, the mudra, left underneath, right on top, thumbs touching like this in your lap. And your head slightly tilted forward, a little bit forward, chin tucked in, your lips slightly apart. And, if you're going to be seriously meditating a long time, all the yogis have found that having the tongue just behind the top teeth, near the palate, it stops you from dribbling and from having to swallow your spit all the time. Of course, this is just 30 minutes, so it doesn't matter. But we can learn the right posture. It's been found by all the great yogis over the centuries to be most conducive for the mind, because the mind meditates, not the body. So settle into this position, be comfortable. So now we can do our little, I think you should put it up there for us, Matt. Can you make it so it's kind of small, so I can see all the people? You can't make it smaller so I can see more people, or it just kind of forces the people over to the side?
Yeah, it forces it to the side. Robina, if you click on the gallery view, you maybe see, that might put more people on your screen.
I think you probably can't. You can make the page smaller, no? And then the people bigger. No?
I don't believe so.
Doesn't matter. Can't hear you, darling. Oh, I've got my sound off, that's why. Hang on. No, I have to find my sound. Volume. What's this? I can't do it. My volume's stuck. Oh, no. Okay, what to do? Then I'll just have to see a few of you, knowing we're all there together. And I can't hear you. My volume's messed up today. I can't do anything. Okay. All right, people, just relax. And just, I'll lead the visualization. And then you open your eyes just to say the mantras. But we do a little visualization. But first there's this sweet little refuge prayer. You can say that if you like with me together. If you don't want to take refuge in the Buddha, you don't need to. But if you feel like you can, you'd like to. So we just say it in Tibetan, this sweet little chant. Konshog somla kyabsuchi, drola penchir sange shog. Konshog somla kyabsuchi, drola penchir sange shog. Konshog somla kyabsuchi, drola penchir sange shog. So now you just visualize Buddha above your head, okay? Shakyamuni Buddha above your crown. So now just visualize, imagine, use our creative imagination. Just imagine on our tongue is the syllable ah. Of course, we don't know Sanskrit or Tibetan probably, so we do see the Roman letters, A-H, standing upright on your tongue. Just imagine. Of course, all these syllables have meaning, but there's no time to discuss now, And now it turns into a moon disc, just like a flat white cushion on your tongue. It turns into a moon disc on your tongue. So now, on top of that, you see a white Om standing upright. And it's surrounded by all the white vowels. We don't know them, so we just have to pretend, going clockwise. The Sanskrit letters going clockwise around the Om on the moon disc on your tongue. Who would have thought you'd do a meditation about the tongue? It's hilarious, isn't it? But it's wonderful. So now, surrounding those are the red consonants. They're going counterclockwise on your tongue. And surrounding those are the syllables of the blue, it's blue, the syllables of the, as Rinpoche calls it, the dependent related heart mantra. Often you hear it is called the mantra of dependent arising. That's how Rinpoche calls it, dependent related heart mantra. Om, Ah, Hung. So the three, yeah, okay, around these. So now imagine, now visualize, imagine light beams radiate out from all these syllables and all these syllables, and it goes to the 10 directions, north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, up and down, those 10 altogether, and hooks the energy. Imagine this, these powerful beams go out from all the letters, and you can imagine the white, red, and the blue beams of light hooking all the blessings of all the power of speech, you know, power of speech of all the holy beings, all the Buddhas, all the Bodhisattvas, all the yogis, all the yoginis, and even just of virtuous people, the power, the speech of this energy throughout the universe. And it comes back, this is so powerful, comes back with all these beams and enters back into the syllables on your tongue, making them radiant. And they're like almost dripping nectar. They're so delicious, full of the power of speech of all the holy beings of the universe. Imagine this. So as Rinpoche says, you know, this includes the power of speech. Just think about this, of all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, all those living in virtue. And why have they got power of speech? By doing things like this, by being silent, and by refraining from negative speech. I mean, this is literally it. You know, this is the most powerful practice, to refrain from negative speech. It weakens your speech. It pollutes your own mind. It pollutes your body. It causes future suffering karmically. You know, so to just merely be silent, not in a passive aggressive way, but refraining consciously from negative speech. It's a very proactive thing, you know, because of this and because of saying mantra and saying positive things, this brings our speech to be powerful. So imagine now all this energy of all the holy beings in all the letters, the syllables on our tongue, the power of this speech. So now as we recite the vowels, just here, there, you see them. We recite the vowels, we imagine these white ones, we imagine nectar, white nectar comes out of these, pours down from these vowels, and then fills our entire body. Imagine this. And what it does is completely purify all of the harm we've ever done with our bodies since beginning of this time. And all the sickness as well, all the sickness of our bodies. It totally purifies us, filling us with this radiant white nectar. As we recite 3 times. Om, A, A, I, U, Ri, Ri, Li, Li, E, O, Ao, Ang, A, Swaha. Om, A, A, I, U, Ri, Ri, Li, Li, E, O, Ao, Ang, A, Swaha. Om, A, A, I, Ri, U, I, Om, A, A, I, Ri, Ri, Li, Li, E, O, A, Ang, A, Swaha. Completely full of this radiant white nectar, totally purifying our bodies and all the karmic imprints from beginning this time of doing any harm with our bodies. Totally full of this blissful white nectar. Purifying all the pains and aches and the sickness right now, making our bodies radiant. Imagine this. And now, as we recite the consonants, we visualize red nectar pouring out from these consonants on our tongue, completely filling our body, and this time purifying our speech, purifying all the nonsense, the rubbish that just pours out our mouths. You know, there's 4 main ones the Buddha suggests we refrain from: lying. You know, and even if we don't lie consciously, often we just say things we think we're knowing what we're talking about because we read it somewhere. We don't even mean to be lying, and we just confuse people, and we confuse ourselves, you know. We speculate so often. All of the lying, the harsh speech, abusing people, bad-mouthing behind backs, you know, all the politicians and the families and the next-door neighbors and your sister and the people at work. We just love to talk about people behind their backs and find their faults, you know. So it creates so much disharmony. Then there's, you know, the rabbiting on about nothing speech, which just seems so innocuous, just kind of just pouring out of our mouths with no wish, no thought of whether the person listening even wants to listen, you know. We all understand this. We all do this. So all of this nonsense speech, totally purified by this. And from some beginningless time, imagine this if you like. All the karmic imprints of all this, totally purifying all of this and making our speech powerful, imagining, full of this blissful red nectar, as we say the consonants. Om ka 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 ganga cha 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 janya ta 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 dana ta 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 dana pa pa ba ba ma yada lava sha 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 haksa swaha. That second lot of ta 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 dana should have little dots on it, and I honestly don't know the difference. I should learn it and know for next time. Slightly different sound, you know. Om ka 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 ganga cha 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 janya ta 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 dana ta 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 dana pa pa ba ba ma yada lava sha sha sahaksha sah swaha. Om ka 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 ganga cha 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 janya ta 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 dana ta 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 dana pa pa ba ba ma Yadalava Shasha Sahaksa Svaha. Full of this radiant red nectar, completely purifying all the nonsense of our speech and making our speech powerful and marvelous. Such that any sound we utter helps people. Imagine this, any sound you make will be useful to whoever hears you, even the ants and the birds and the mosquitoes, you know. Full of this red nectar. So now the third one, blue. This is blue, dark kind of blue like the sky. And it's the syllables of the Rinpoche calls the heart-related mantra. It's related to dependent arising, which helps us understand emptiness. And what we do here, we're going to purify the mind. So as we say these syllables, this mantra, we visualize, we imagine completely purifying the root of all the problem, our delusions, you know, our attachment, our anger, our arrogance, our low self-esteem, our jealousy, all these things. These are what compel us to speak, aren't they? Look at the stuff that comes out of our mouths, driven by these crazy states of mind, you know. These are what cause so much pain to ourselves and therefore, of course, to others. So, and then even the root delusion, the one that believes in the self-existent me in the first place, that drives all the attachment and the aversion and all the nonsense. All of this, imagine, eradicated. This is the most remarkable thing about Buddha's psychology. The Buddha has found from his own experience that all these neuroses are not intrinsic to us. This is something quite remarkable. There's nothing equivalent in our culture, nothing. It sounds weird, in fact, but this is what Buddha has found to be true, that all these delusions are not at the core of our being. And that's what really being a Buddhist is, every day, working on the mind, you know, controlling the body, controlling the speech, and then transforming your mind. So imagine as we say these syllables, all this blue nectar fills us completely, totally purifying our minds, eradicating all the pain and the misery and the depression and the anxiety and the worries and the fears and the low self-esteem. And we all know these intimately. Imagine them all disappearing, eradicated by this blissful blue nectar. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun te shan tatagato ye vedatta shan chayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun te shan tatagato ye vedatta shan chayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun te shan tatagato yavadatte shanchayo niroda evam vadimaha shramanaye svaha. Full of this radiant blue nectar, our mind light and clear and blissful, rid of all the rubbish. So now we imagine the dependent-related heart mantras, the blue one on our tongue, they all dissolve into the red consonants. And the red consonants dissolve into the white vowels. And the white vowels all dissolve into the Om. And the Om dissolves into the moon disk. And now the moon disk transforms into an Ah. And then the Ah turns into pink-colored nectar, just imagine, and dissolves into your tongue. So all this energy of all these syllables, all the energy of body, speech, and mind, all the energy of all the goodness, everything is all transformed finally into this pink nectar, which dissolves into your tongue and making it indestructible. As Rinpoche says, that your tongue becomes indestructible. Nothing can harm or take away or destroy the power of your speech, the power of mantra, you know, and your speech. To have strong confidence that all the power and the blessings of the speech of all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, all those sages, the yogis, have entered your speech, and that you have perfected your speech. That means that whatever you say will be of benefit to others. Can you imagine this? This is our potential, you know, to be of benefit to sentient beings with our speech, which is the one that's the most important. You think about it, Lama Zopa has said you could give food to every person on the planet. It would be inconceivable virtue. But giving one piece of spiritual advice with your mouth is more powerful because of the benefit. It can help one person become enlightened eventually, who can then in turn benefit countless people. So speech is just stupendous. It's the main gift of the Buddha, you know. So we need speech to think our speech, our tongue now, our tongue is what does the talking, isn't it? This little thing that's in our mouth. We put it in a certain shape and the sounds come out. And that's the meaning of thoughts. So powerful. So think, I have perfected my speech. The second that sentient beings hear your speech, just whatever the words are you say, even just your laugh, it'll pacify them, it'll calm them, it'll help them, it'll give them courage. This is possible. We know that. People, you just listen to the Dalai Lama talk, and even if you're not sure what he's saying, there's something so powerful there because his mind is completely pure, you know, so his speech is useful. You know yourself, one kind word from one person when you're miserable can transform you. And of course, your speech in terms of getting things done, you know, you're able to achieve your goals. So you think your speech becomes marvelous. And also all your virtuous speech, like maybe you do your mantras, the power is more strong. Your speech is not like gossip. And you benefit sentient beings. So now, we'll do a little quiet meditation. Just focus. Yeah, just focus on your breath. That'll do. On your breath. The dedication prayer, we need that little baby dedication prayer in a minute, Matt. It's okay, it's good. So just simply, you know, with this mind, our steady mind, after this little visualization, just focus on your breath. Also because breath, you see, in Tantra, they say breath, the wind energy, breath, that is speech. That's what speech is. You know, and the purest speech is mantra. So mantra is the air energy, is the wind, is the breath in us, you know. So imagine our breath now so purified. And just visualize, just focus on the breath at your nose. That's it, for a couple of minutes. Watch the breath go out and watch the breath come in. And let the thoughts all chat away in the background, doesn't matter. Don't pay attention to them. Just watch your breath, a couple of minutes. Just the breath. Let the thoughts come and go. Okay, relax. So we just think, we're going to make the most today, whether it's the end of the day for you or the beginning of the day. Make a strong decision. You're going to watch your speech like a hawk. At least it's something, you say something that's true. You don't just rabbit on about nothing. You try not to abuse people with harsh speech, and you don't talk about other people behind your backs. Just for one day. Try for one day. And it's so obvious, it's so obvious. The first beneficiary of this is us. You're the beneficiary of this. So the speech is driven by the thoughts. So if we strengthen the thoughts by saying the words, it's 1,000 times more powerful, isn't it? So who do you think you're disturbing? Apart from the other people, what about yourself, So just learning to harness our speech energy, control, have awareness, be conscious. Of course, it's difficult in the beginning. Everything is when you start to learn anything. And make a thought. I want to only, and you don't have to walk around talking like a saint. Not like that. It's not meant to be like that. You can say hello and you can talk about the weather to somebody, but it's a genuine wish to be beneficial, to be kind to somebody. Use it usefully. And just be silent sometimes. Don't have to say anything. Sometimes it's just good. And we'll do this little tiny dedication prayer. It's the sweetest little dedication prayer. Who would ever have thought you'd think this? Look at this. It's so sweet. May my tongue have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. I mean, I can't believe this wonderful prayer. Thinking about your tongue like this is hilarious. May my tongue have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. By the power manifesting from these glorified words, may all sentient beings be subdued. And whatever words I say, may all these actions be accomplished instantly. May all your wishes be fulfilled, I just love this little practice. So cute. All right, you people. Meanwhile, enjoy, and then even your laugh can be benefit to other people. The birds who hear you make them happy. Even the mosquitoes. All right, everybody. Thank you, precious ones. Thank you, Matt. So kind.